Just a quick reminder, guys, that there are spoilers for Broadchurch Season 1, 2 and 3 in this reaction series. So if you haven't seen Broadchurch, I do not advise you watch any further. This is a Gracepoint reaction, but at the same time, it is more of a comparison series. So, last warning, guys, if you haven't seen Broadchurch, maybe skip off now. But for everyone else, hope you enjoy the reaction.
Before we get cracking on, you don't know what I've noticed about the show. When you rewatch something or when you're watching it back, you notice how much it misleads you with how many different unimportant threads, you know?
They hounded that poor man to death, and now they're playing innocent.
So the media basically hounded him, and now they're blaming Emmett. For goodness sakes.
You know, you don't have to come to the funeral.
Is it this? Screw.
Yeah, screw them. Come on, Emmett.
We're stopping in California.
Maybe I should start working again.
When?
I don't know. Next week, maybe. I mean, Vince can't carry the business forever.
There is a reason I'm pausing this early, and if you don't like the pausing, I apologize, but hear me out. I thought of a theory, which isn't that great if you ask me. Like, it's not an amazing theory, but it's just a little thing that I thought if they did make it, change it that way, I would not be surprised. There's a scene when Mark is talking to Jack before, you know, when the mob went to get him, and he's sort of talking to him about, like, it's not too different from you, this, that, the other, what's wrong with wanting affection, and then Mark, like, looks down in a way, and there's almost, like, this weird sort of moment of, like, you think, is he looking away because he realizes that that's exactly the way he's thinking because of Becca, or is it he looking down because, you know, he realizes that he's quite similar to Jack? Or, I thought, imagine, I don't think it happened, but imagine Mark killed his son. And the reason I say that, right, is there was this whole plot line of, like, if Danny saw you and Becca together, he could have hit him because he could have freaked out, this, that, the other. He could have done that. Now, if that was a plot, I would not be surprised. Now, let me tell you why. There's been very, very few, but there have been a couple of, like, little scenes when Alec was talking to the family and Alec sort of goes, oh, there's a boat missing, this, that, the other. And then Mark turned around and goes, yeah, it can't be mine because mine's still chained up. And you're like, relax. I don't remember feeling that way about Mark in Broadchurch. I don't remember sitting there going, you know, I remember him being quite secretive and then upset and very distraught by the Danny's killing. I don't feel the same with him. Like, I don't think I've seen the side of him that's that distraught. Then obviously that explains the remorse and this. My money's that it's still Joe, but my other theory potentially about maybe it wasn't Mark's kid or something, or maybe, you know, something like that could come into play. But I'm thinking maybe, I would not be surprised if there was an avenue where Mark was the killer. So right now, right, I'm looking at 3 key suspects, and I'll be surprised if it's not any of these 3. Paul, then you've got Mark, and then you've got my most likely theory, and that's that Joe Miller did it again, but the motive was different, and I'm theorizing a motive surrounding, it's not necessarily a pedophilic interest, it's more of a, I want a connection with someone that, I still get the vibe it would be a cool plot if that was actually his son, and Danny didn't know it.
No way.
I said black. I didn't even like him.
Change.
I don't know why I found that funny. Change.
Why did this happen? Because we let him be smeared and intimidated.
Who looks guilty? That's the thing. Everyone
We were
looks guilty,
absent
which is
when
what
he needed us.
stresses me out.
It's good to see you both. I'll have a white wine and a beer for my husband, please. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Seems like
yeah.
Gracepoint is here.
I've taught you well.
Yes, I knew nothing before you came into my life.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, see? I find it funny how they're making everyone look so suspicious. The number of suspects is mental, and I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a massive spanner in the works. See, there you go. Misdirection.
I'm fine.
A few too many.
I'm fine.
Dude,
Is that Paul I saw you with?
Yeah.
yeah, why was he with you? What was he saying?
Did Danny get along with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is like exactly the same. This is why I don't think it deviates really that much at all.
Talking private, meet outside of Sunday school.
What are you doing? You alright?
Ooh.
Hey, why don't you go find Mom?
It's the same again, man. This is why I suspected him more than anything.
You assume the worst in people at every single moment.
Sometimes I'm right.
I assume the worst right now.
I'd feel sorry for you if you weren't making everyone in this town so miserable.
Bro.
Especially my wife.
Someone's a bit jealous. That is not
You
happening.
doing okay?
I'm being honest with you right now. That one scene, to me, felt way more suspicious than Broadchurch did with him. Who doesn't watch that and go... But once again, the same writer wrote this. You know, it would be perfect writing to mislead you in the exact same way until one key detail. Imagine that. Imagine the same scenes, the same this, the same the other, and then just throw a spanner in the works to shock everyone. I feel like Chibnall would do that. Why would he write the same show? You know, I don't... Otherwise, this reaction series has been not pointless, but it has literally been a carbon copy comparison.
You miss him pretty bad.
Of course I miss him. Why wouldn't I?
Tom, why are
You
you...
didn't even know anything about me anymore.
What? I don't think we got a scene like that either. We got a scene when Tom was acting weird around, like, Danny's sister, but I don't think we ever got a scene like that.
Take him. I'm fine.
And he goes by
Stop
himself.
worrying. It's 3 blocks.
This is a bit of a different storyline as well.
Okay. All right, give me a kiss.
Yo, no. Imagine he goes missing. Imagine that. Did we get that in Broadchurch?
Turns out Danny's flip phone was set to forward all calls to another number. That number has to be his smartphone, but it's switched off, so we can't trace it.
Can't trace his
Already done.
smartphone.
If that phone ever gets switched on, we'll know about it.
Oh my god, that's the
question for
same
you.
plot again. It is going to be the same, isn't it, right? The smartphone's off, they can't trace it, they're trying to investigate, they start getting closer and closer, all of a sudden it turns on, they find it with Joe. That's what's going to happen, isn't it?
But Joe walked him to school this morning.
He's wagged, hasn't he? And it won't be because he's missing, it'll be because he's literally wagging.
I left him 3 blocks away. I know what you're thinking. This isn't what happened to Danny.
How can we know that?
Dude, oh my god. Do we
Of course,
get
that's
this
what I'm
plot line?
thinking.
I want you to talk to his teacher, see if there's any reason Tom might have wanted to skip.
Mr. Conroy is out today. His wife called last minute.
Holy
She'll
shoot. The teacher.
The kids will find the teacher.
Neighbors aren't home either. I'm gonna wait here, see who shows.
Wait, so the teacher's just gone? We definitely didn't get a teacher plotline in Broadchurch, not from what I can remember.
Triple fudge.
What? That's not going to be anything. He's gone hunting. He's gone hunting. There's no way. There's no way. No way.
Someone must have seen him. How many
But-
kids passed that corner?
Was there a scene in Broadchurch when they were talking about fish or something, or is that another show that I'm thinking of? I do not know. But the thing is, right, there was a scene when Tom went to him earlier and he sort of looked out like, your parents know you're here. We didn't get that, did we? I don't think we got that at all. No way are we going to get, like, him being a suspect.
He was a male teacher. Danny had only had females. He found it strange at first.
Found Ed strange or him?
No, both actually.
You said you ruled him out.
Wait, what?
Every teacher at Gracepoint had a solid alibi.
And now you can't find him.
We can't find either one of them.
Shoot, dude. Can't even find the wife. The teachers are missing. It's going to be a mislead. Surely.
At the moment, we have no definite indication.
This
that
definitely
Tom
wasn't
Miller's
a plot man.
disappearance.
He was 3 blocks from school, headed in that direction.
But he never got there!
Ah. Exactly.
Have we tracked down Fred's family?
I'm Angela.
You,
I left
you.
messages for his sister in Denver, father deceased, mother not answering her phone. Julianne.
And he'll know who you are?
I hope so.
This is his daughter.
I'm his daughter.
So it is.
Where'd you get those brownies?
From your friend at the park.
I don't have it.
Friend at the park.
In the trailer park? How did a woman come here?
From the
Oh,
park,
that's right. The mum.
She was looking for you.
I am the only one who is remotely qualified. What?
My office, Emmett.
So answer the door. And don't call me Emmett.
I was trying you on your office phone with no luck.
Because I'm here. Because I'm busy. What do you want?
We're so salty, man.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, well,
Okay, so
there you
you
go.
now
Well,
run
that's a
to
reason
and,
to be
put in a
paying
video of
attention.
We're fine. Just go.
She's gonna help. Bro, that gave me goo. Okay, that is brilliant.
Thanks a lot for turning out. Let's go find Joe and Ellie's boy, okay?
Yeah. Well, this is another little connection that I've made, right? So, like, you think about this. Just think about this carefully. As soon as Ellie's son goes missing, the Latimers, or the Solanos, are there immediately. Now, think about this carefully. When the reverse happened, if they're such close friends, Ellie is obviously working the case. So, she was there to console Beth and all that sort of stuff. Where was Joe when all of that was going on?
God, for some reason I thought you'd be happy to see me. You left that pathetic sounding message.
I am happy to see you.
She just sounds horrible.
What?
This isn't an ordinary day. The more time...
Fred Conroy's mother had a stroke, so he's been in Eureka County Hospital since late last night.
Miller.
Another dead end.
Oh, so they're in the hospital. He was in the hospital, so...
Yeah, there's a...
Is
I
this
see.
your daughter?
I want this area secured properly. Get on your radio and get every off-duty officer in the county down here.
Come on, Ellie! Bro, you see Alec, he's like...
I'd do whatever she wants if I were you.
Another thing that I've noticed is this specific storyline, it doesn't get this deep, like, or intense. Like, I think it's like a mailman or something. In Broadchurch, they go and see him once, and then it's like, wasn't me. And I'm pretty sure that was dead end. Like, that's it. I feel like it may be the same, but this just feels so much more intense, like, more, like, dramatic, going after this one guy. But yeah, anyway, little quick sort of summary of what's happened. The teachers have got an alibi. They were... or one of the teachers had a stroke, or the partner had a stroke, so he'd been in hospital all night. Tom's still missing. They've got the backpacker, so he's not with the backpacker. My bet is he'll be with Susan. That's what I'm predicting. He'll be with Susan. Like, he was offered to go walk the dog. Like, he's just gonna wag and I don't know. He'll be wagging, right? Nothing serious would have happened to him. But yeah, and then we've got this whole arc with Emmett's daughter. She seems so much more horrible than in Broadchurch. Is that just me?
8 milligrams antipsychotic. We haven't counted the pills yet, but it looks like
Antipsychotic.
he hasn't taken any in the last 6 months or so.
Could they do a season 2? Could they bring this back? I don't know.
You've never seen this boy.
Don't think he's ever seen that boy, but he has seen Danny.
I don't know.
Sir, can we just please...
You look stressed and she looks traumatized.
Yeah, all right.
You feeling traumatized?
Shoot.
Feel it through your body? You don't like that feeling?
Whoa.
He's a good-looking boy.
Answer the question.
Ellie.
Have you seen that child?
He looks just like you.
You have done anything to
Ellie.
my son. I will hurt you. I will punish you in a way that you will
Yeah.
I want you out of our lives.
What is that? Money?
Money. She doesn't want money. She
Don't
wants
be
her son.
stupid. Talk to me. Tell me everything.
Oh, that's right. And she goes and... I forgot about that.
Everything was fine before you showed up.
Yeah, we got the similar plot lines as well, and then she freaks because now she realizes, and she goes and tells the police, am I right? Hold on a second. Okay, so, in Broadchurch, there was this very, very specific moment where because she saw someone with Danny's body. She saw, like, someone with it, right? And she thought it was her son. In Broadchurch, the distinction was very clear that it was someone that was white, bald, and of a certain height. That's why they ended up looking at him, even though it was like... I'm trying to remember what Joe bloody looks like. Yeah, he's bald in Broadchurch. He is, isn't he? Yes, he is. So, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, does he really look like Joe in Gracepoint? In Broadchurch, you can understand, because, like, literally not many people have that exact feature. The bald, the white, the certain height, you know, and not just that, it's her son, so she's seen her son quite a lot as dark. How could she look at him and wrongly associate him with Joe? I don't see any specific resemblance between the two. So is that going to be another difference in plotline?
Is it about Danny?
No, it's about his friend, Tom Miller.
Tom? What about Tom?
So, Tom was all right then when they saw him?
He was on his bike. It was this morning, but I know.
That was a long time ago. Bloody hell.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, so he told you something about Tom?
Yes.
What did he tell him about Tom?
What did he tell you?
He said he's bleeding.
Whoa! Okay. Let me just say this, right? I'm getting very, very excited, and I'll tell you why. I think episode 1 through 6, I'm sitting there like, it's the same as Broadchurch. You know, you're probably sitting there with my reactions like, you know, it's not really shocking. Like, I'm not sitting there going, bro, this reaction is sick or anything. This episode has deviated significantly. I don't think this whole plot with Tom was present. I don't remember it, at least, unless I've completely forgotten it. But then you got this thing saying, Tom's bleeding. You got this message about Tom's bleeding. Why the hell would he be bleeding? Like, that's crazy, right? So, anyway, besides all of this, that whole scene when Ellie is, sorry, not Ellie, Beth is talking to Joe, that gives me bloody well goosebumps simply because of if it is Joe, you know? And, like, that whole scenario of, like, they're actually together, like, and he knows something. Like, doesn't that creep you out? Now, this does bring me back to another theory, guys, that I will like to, I will bring up again, because I feel like a lot of people probably missed out on this. This was a theory I had in Broadchurch, which I've spoken about earlier on in this reaction series. And that's the theory that Tom actually did something that Joe finished. So Tom did something and Joe finished the job. That was another little theory I had that could have come to fruition, that because Tom was acting so weird and suspicious, and he was always acting quite nervous and scared. And my thought was like maybe Danny and Tom had some sort of argument or scuffle about something, and Tom hurt him badly because he was hit over there, beaten, right? So like my thought was like maybe Joe's the one who covered it up or finished the job. So like Tom's the one who, boom, Joe's the one who covered it up, and that's one of the reasons why Joe may be acting like maybe he doesn't seem as guilty, is because he's just trying to protect his son. And that was a little theory that I had like in Broadchurch about the potential of like two people doing this, and it was all about like one protecting another. And then that was like a theory that I thought about in Broadchurch, and I remember thinking like, oh, but no, because then they sort of had this thing with the son where it was just like a bit of an argument thing, and they, you know, and you sort of shifted away from it. If that's the way it deviated, I would not be surprised again. If that theory is correct, because once again they haven't exactly discounted the idea of that being a possibility, and Tom is going off the rails. Maybe he does know something that he's not letting on, and it's to protect him again, you know? And I think that would be a particularly cool plotline as well, because think about how much affection Beth has been showing to Tom. You know how like weird that would be if like, that, you know, when they're having that emotional hug, and that she's been looking out for him and caring for him, and everyone's been wondering if Tom's okay. Imagine it was him, you know?
Yeah, he asked me what the capital of Hungary was.
Why does he ask you that?
And my phone number.
Why did you give it to him?
Doesn't make any sense.
He said he wanted to see places. Told him if he ever wanted to talk,
that he could talk to him.
He could give me a call.
I think he's realizing that this looks bad, but it's really not.
He wrote
so he was planning on leaving. Bro, this is reminding me of The Killing.
It's okay. He's gonna be okay.
Dude, look at Ellie. I don't know, man. Oh, man, I'm getting confused. Brilliant.
Some people withdraw, get angry.
Dude,
Some turn away from their families, turn to drink, to other vices.
This is what I'm saying.
Yes, it's you're a good man.
Bro, this is what I was saying about maybe he was acting a little bit less
I'm gonna go check in with Jeff.
worried than I thought. Imagine that. Imagine he was caught with Gemma, and that's the... Wait, what happened? Oh, his bike. Bloody hell, good thing it's not his bloody body. He's not dead, he's not dead, he's not dead, he's not dead. Okay guys, that is the end of episode 7, which, might I say, was absolutely fantastic. And the reason I say that is because, like, I am more confused than I have been in a while. I don't think I have been this confused watching the show, which just makes it even better. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to predict. Like, my gut says that it's just going to be the same person with a different motive. But then my brain, on the other hand, bloody hell, it's going in circles, thinking of all the possibilities. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, my gut feeling has ruled out that hiker. My gut feeling has ruled out him completely. Same with Susan. I got a little bit suspicious of Susan's son. Honestly, personally, I don't think it's him. Like, I don't think it's going to be him. I don't think he'll have anything to do with this. I think he's just a bit of a weird character, you know. And if he did do something, he's, like, killing, like, animals he shouldn't be. He's a bit weird or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm kind of deviating from that. Like I said, I've got 3 suspects. 3.5, and the reason I say 3.5 is because we've got little Tom as well, who I've sort of put in the same suspect tier as his father, Joe. So basically, I'll go over this again. If you've already heard me say this during the reaction, feel free to skip ahead or sign off now. But basically, three theories involve the least likely, which is that Mark killed his own son because of what's her name, saw him with Gemma and he freaked out, and then boom, boom, boom. It seems a bit different. Like, I remember in Broadchurch feeling like Mark was, after a point you think, oh my god, he really is broken by this. I don't feel that way with him, and I always said I don't know if that's an acting thing, a writing thing, or just a different portrayal of it, a different type of grieving process. But the point is I suspect him on a little level as my third suspect. My second suspect, wait, what was my second one again? My second suspect, oh yeah, sorry, this is my least likely one actually. Mark's my second most likely. My least likely one is Paul, because of the weird sort of obsession with Beth and how he was connected to her, and he seems like weirdly involved in this case, like potentially over excessively, and he has got a little bit of a weird sort of persona around children. And then my most theorized theory is that it's the same thing, Joe did it, but potentially he's covering up for you-know-who. And obviously then I've got my other theory, which I don't think is going to happen because I think it's a little bit too dramatic, a little bit too extreme for this kind of series, is that isn't actually Mark's child. And that could be why he's withdrawn. That can be like why he was with Joe. Maybe it's Joe's child. I don't know. Something along those lines. But I think the biggest theory right now is relating back to Broadchurch, and my theory in Broadchurch that Tom did something and Joe had to cover it up. Now all those theories, like obviously perfectly likely, and there's plenty of possibilities that they could be happening, but ultimately, like I said, I don't know. And I think that's the best thing about where this is going now, is it's starting to confuse me. I'm not sitting there thinking it's identical, not anymore. I'm not sitting there thinking I know what's going to happen, and I'm not sitting there thinking like I'm not going to be shocked when it does. Even if it is Joe again, and it's the same sort of plot, I still think I'll be shocked that it's him, which sounds kind of weird, but I still think I'll be shocked, which I think is brilliant. The whole point of this series, one thing I think is one of the most brilliant things about it, is if you've seen Broadchurch, you go into this expecting something. Now, if you're expecting one thing to happen, you're going to be more shocked of the opposite. And then vice versa. If you then overthink something's going to change, then you'll be shocked of the same thing happening. So either way, you're going to be shocked. Whereas unlike Broadchurch, you don't really know what's happening. So you're sort of in the middle. Like imagine you've got like a continuum, right? If you're in the middle, if you're not sure what's going on, these are the two possibilities, or these are the things that could happen. If you're predicting this extreme because of Broadchurch and it doesn't happen, you're going to be incredibly shocked to get over here. And if you're predicting it to change, you're going to be incredibly shocked to be over here. Now, if you're watching Broadchurch, like I said, as a first time, you're going to be here pretty much the whole time. You're going to be not as shocked either way. What I'm trying to say is, watching this, I feel like I'm going to be more shocked than I was watching Broadchurch because of the change in what I'm thinking and the expectations and the biases and all of that that's sort of changing how I'm feeling about my theories, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. And I think, to me, warrants making the series, the remake. It does, doesn't it? Now, as for generally what's going on, guys, in this episode, obviously Tom's gone missing. We don't know what it is. I don't think we got this plotline in Broadchurch, at least not this extensively. And it's very confusing as to what's going on. We don't know, and we don't know where it's going to lead, but I think the important thing to note is that he's not currently been found dead, although he has been spoken to have been bleeding by that prophet guy. So whatever happened to him, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that serious if you ask me. Like, it'll be something like, I feel like it's going to be serious, but it's not going to even be connected. Like, I think maybe the reason why he's gone on this little weird sort of movement may be connected, but everything else, I can't imagine it. I've got episode 8, 9, 10 left, so 3 episodes left. This really could be building up to the climax, so that's why I'm getting a bit confused. But the point is he's missing, and we've got to find him. But yeah, as a whole, guys, like, this episode for me has been my favourite out of the series, and I'm sure, like, many people feel the same way, but at the end of the day, I don't really want to speak too much anymore. I want to go and watch the next one, which I'm going to do very, very soon. So, like I say every single time, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And as ever, don't forget to follow my Instagram, guys, Broadchurch2P, link in the description below. And of course, let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the reaction to the episode and the slight deviance now. And obviously my triad of theories without any spoilers. Happy to get some discussion going. But yeah, guys, that's all from me. As ever, this has been your boy, British Chap. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.